Breaking this afternoon, the Omaha City Council striking down a proposal today to outlaw homeless encampments.
The ordinance would have made camping on public property a misdemeanor. Councilman Brinker Harding updated the proposal last week. He added steps and actions the city would take before issuing fines and jail time. Council members who voted in favor said Omaha needs to act on the growing problem of encampments now.
It's not making homelessness illegal. It's saying you can't have encampments next to where kids are playing. You can't have encampments on our public property. That's what this is doing.
Those against expressed concern about how police would implement the rule and believe it would not do anything to help people who are struggling.
We are trying to address what is a challenging issue in our community, but I think the end result of what we have here would be the criminalization of homelessness.
Omaha Mayor John Ewing said he would have vetoed the ordinance if it did pass, also claiming it criminalizes homelessness. Now, we just received an email from the mayor where he says he plans to implement his plan for tackling recurring encampments immediately. The mayor says he wants to create a pilot program, bringing together local agencies who help the homeless. His proposal would identify camps, issue a 7 to 10 day vacate notice before closing them down, locate potential housing options for those living there, and add more staff to help address the issue.